Good day everyone, my name is Shahan Yutatua and I will discuss our first topic, making sense of the past, historical interpretation. When we say history, it's not just about knowing events from the past. Sabi nga ni historian Geoffrey Baraclow, history is really the attempt to discover the significant things about the past on the basis of evidence. In short, hindi lang basta nakaraan ang pinag-uusapan, kundi kung paano ito may naiintindihan at naipapaliwanag ng mga historians. That process is what we call historical interpretation. Isa sa mga interesting example ng historical interpretation ay ang Code of Calinchao. Ayon sa kwento, si Dato Bandahera Calinchao na third chief of Panay, ipinanganak sa Aklan, nagtatag ng kanyang pamahalaan sa Bataan, Aklan. Sinabi na siya ang first Filipino lawgiver at gumawa ng penal code noong 1433 na may 18 articles. Kaya noong 1956, nagkaroon pa ng historical markers sa Aklan to honor it. For how many years, proud ang mga tao dito kasi parang proof siya na may sistema ng batas ang mga sinaunang Pilipino bago dumating ang mga Kastila. It gave people sense of identity and history. Pero noong 1968, a historian named William Henry Scott re-examined the sources while studying pre-Hispanic history. Natuklasan niya yung Code of Calinchao ay isang hoax lamang. Lumabas na isinulat ito bilang historical fiction ni Jose Marco noong 1913. Ang reference niya ay isang gawa-gawa manuscript na hindi naman authentic. Prominent historians like Jose Maria Pavon and others even debated about it. Pero kahit marami na ang nagsasabing fake ito, may ilan pa ring naniniwala na baka totoo. This shows us na history is not always fixed. Kasi interpretation can change as more evidence is studied. The lesson here is clear. Hindi lahat ng nakikita natin sa history books ay tanggapin agad. Kailangan ng proper research, checking of sources, at validation ng mga facts. Is the importance of historical interpretation upang maiwasan ang maling paniniwala o hoax na tulad ng Code of Calinchao.
Okay, I will continue with the second part of our discussion. Another case in our history that shows the importance of historical interpretation is the famous poem Sa Aking Mga Kabata. Maraming nagsasabi na ito raw ay sinulat ni Jose Rizal nung siya ay 8 taong gulang pa lamang. The poem includes the very famous line, "Ang hindi magmahal sa kanyang salita, mahigit pa sa hayop at malansang isda." For a long time, tinanggap ito as a fact, madalas ginagamit bilang proof na mahal ni Rizal ang sariling wika mula pagkabata. Pero when historians started to check the details, maraming lumabas na issue. First, there is no manuscript or the poem in Rizal handwriting. The poem only appeared in 1906 in a book, and Hermenegildo Cruz claimed na nakuha niya ito mula kay Gabriel Beito Francisco, who said na binigay sa kanya isang close friend daw ni Rizal na si Saturnino Rosales. Pero ang problema ni Rizal, Rizal never mentioned this poem anywhere in his right, and he never mentioned Rosales as a friend. Second, the word kalayaan used in the poem is suspicious. Rizal only encountered this word much later through Marcelo H. del Pilar translation of his essay El Amor Patrio during Rizal's childhood. That word isn't ever in calculation. Okay. Okay. Third, may language ang spelling issue. Rizal grew up with Spanish as his main language since his mother Tidora Alonso taught him Spanish early on. In fact, later on Rizal himself admit na nahihirapan siyang mag-express ng idea sa Tagalog. The spelling in the poem also looks modern kasi gumagamit ito ng K and W instead of C. Spelling as an adult ang during his youth, spelling orthography was the standard. Because of this, consistent historians now include that sa aking mga kabata was wrongly attribute to Rizal. It was very likely sa ibang tao. Pero ang sumulat nito at dinikit lang sa pangalan niya later on.